keep trying to do this tarot reading for you guys, and it's like not panning out. Like the first video I did, the audio was all messed up, and the second one I did, I just felt like I'm just rambling, man. So I thought if I was gonna ramble, I might as well just ramble, right? Like, maybe this is a new loser support group. I've been wanting to sort of update the feed with what's been going on, but it's been crazy. It's been kind of weird. I went to Japan. My dreams of international travel have come true. That was an amazing experience. It was so cool. It was so everything that I wanted international travel to be and more. I got to eat such good food and experience such beautiful things and like old history, and it was so amazing. And if you had told me at the beginning of 2025 that I was going to that I was going to end up in Japan, I would not have believed you. And so that's why it's really weird to me how all of this has happened and like how it's all come together. It's just like it's really hard to believe. It's hard to believe that in May of 2025, how hard I was struggling to figure out what it was that I was supposed to be doing. Because I had gone through all of this like spiritual transformation, and I had realized my power. I'd realized to a deeper extent who I was and what I was capable of, but then everything I was doing, it wasn't working. Everything I was doing was just so frustrating, and I was just so dang frustrated all year. Like the first 9 months of the year, I was so frustrated. And I thought that I was gonna have to just give up. Like I thought, I must be delusional. I must be crazy, like what do I think? I'm gonna do something. Who, me? This guy? Yeah, right. When have I ever done anything? So it was so astounding to me, the shift that occurred. And now what I'm sitting in is this new energy of things are shifting and things are moving, but also I'm scared. And there's a part of me that is still operating under the old ways of being, where I have to try really hard, and I have to hustle and struggle in order to make anything happen. And the lesson that I learned over the summer is that I need to cater to my needs. What do I need? What makes my vibe good? What makes me happy? Because if I'm not happy, I'm not in a place where I can do anything. If I'm not taken care of, I'm not in a place where I can actually make change in my life that feels healthy and supportive to me. And so that was the big lesson. And now I'm here, some days trying really hard to make things happen, but like being kind of frustrated by what feels like stuff outside of my control. And starting to feel a little impatient with all this divine timing stuff. And there's like the urgency that comes up, in in my field, I guess, in my heart and in my gut, my stomach. It's like I get this urgency, this like, we need to do something. We need to hurry up and do something. Like, let's go. But then that's the old pattern. That's the old fear of, if I'm not producing, I'm not actually doing what I need to be doing. But the reality is that I can't produce unless my mind is right, and unless my spirit is right, and unless my vibes are right. But that requires sort of a leap of faith, because it requires you to have enough faith in yourself to act when the opportunity arises, when it actually is time to act. You have to have faith in yourself that you're going to see that moment and you're going to do it. And you have to have trust in the fact that, like, there are things happening outside of your realm of control that, if you sit and be patient, might actually make things very easy for you. And that's not even from a woo-woo standpoint. That's just life. That's just how things go. Is sometimes a delay means that we were able to do something easier than if we hadn't had whatever the delay was. And that has everything to do with, other people and how ready they are for whatever, or particular situations, or like things just all. There's a time when, if something is going to happen, it can happen very easily. And if you try and make it happen too fast, it will be a big struggle and you will have a big fight. And it doesn't mean that you won't still get it, but it does mean that you're not going to have as much fun on the way there. And that's what I'm having to remember and remind myself, is that, like, ultimately what I need to be doing is having more fun. What is fun for me? And because of my past and because of the things I've experienced, there's something that feels really unsafe about fun. Fun doesn't feel like a safe place to be. Fun feels like something's like, who's in control here? Who's the parent? And obviously that's a big thing that I've had to work through. But at this point, it has more to do with being a habit than being something that is actually relevant to my life. Because it is safe to have fun. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not even talking about, like, skydiving and those kinds of things. I'm just talking about, taking time to, like, play a video game or something. Like, for me, that seems so crazy, to take time to play a video game. Like, shouldn't I be improving my life in some way? Like, why am I all work and no play? That's crazy. And that's really the vibe that I'm struggling to embody, is that we could all be having a nice time right now. And that's my whole motto, is we could all be having a nice time right now. But why am I having such a hard time having a nice time? What kind of sick joke is this? And then there's the part of me that says, well, if I had $20,000, I could be having a nice time right now. But that's not even true, because that's the other stupid thing I had to learn, is that unfortunately you can have as much money as you need and still feel scared to have a good time. You can still feel scared to have fun, even if you have everything you need. And that's really irritating, you guys. Like, that's a really annoying truth that I've discovered, and I am mad about it. Honestly. Not that mad. It makes sense. But also, despite the fact that I have all these fears and that I'm working through some energies that have been less than fun to work through, I also like very much understand that this is part of a process that I'm going through so that I can be the person that I want to be. Like, it's like these are the last sort of death throes of the old patterns. And it's giving me one last chance to say, oh no, I can't do this, I give up, I'm too scared. But like, I know I'm not gonna do that. I mean, I didn't give up back then. Why would I give up now? Everything's finally looking good. Everything's finally looking good, and I might still be a little cash poor, but there's still like, I have what I need, and I'm going to be bringing in more resources. Which, if you've made it this far in the video, I'd love to tell you about what I'm doing, about what this venture is. And so the new venture is we are starting a business where we're creating high altitude weather balloon memorials for loved ones who have passed. If you've watched my videos, you know that me and death are like this, like we're buddies. We had a hard time there in the beginning, but like her and I are besties now. You know, I understand her value, and I think that's a big thing that I've wanted to share in the world, is the value of death, not in a way where you reach for it in some kind of way where you're trying to make it happen or anything weird or dark like that, like, but in this way where if you understand how the earth is made, you understand that things have to die in order for new life to begin, and things have to break down, and things have to be composted, and things have to make room for the new. And sometimes it can be really painful and sucky. And that's why it's important that we have some kind of a meaningful ritual when somebody dies, instead of saying that, oh, well, we just need to grieve and then get through it. In the United States, at least, we don't seem to have a lot of very good options for meaningful rituals in that way. And I think that releasing the balloon, it gives you that opportunity to release your pain and to release your grief into something bigger, something as big as the sky. And so it does these ceremonies, I think they do two things. They are a beautiful way to honor your past loved ones. It's unique, it's interesting, it's cool, what's not cool about releasing your ashes in the stratosphere and having them sort of encircle the globe on the jet streams? And then second, it gives you that opportunity, that healing opportunity as the grieving person to do a ritual of letting go. And so that's what we're bringing. We're bringing that we're bringing that to life, if you will, is that opportunity to really mark the occasion of losing somebody, and to give people an opportunity to let it go. And the other beautiful thing is that because you're releasing that person into the sky, you know, if let's say you toss the ashes off a ferry boat or something, that's cool, that's beautiful. If that's what somebody like that, I'm not dogging on that at all. That's a beautiful thing to do. But like, your memory of that is attached to that place. It's attached to that body of water, or that place that you release those ashes. Whereas when you release the ashes into the sky. Everywhere you go, there's the sky. You walk outside, you go on a vacation to somewhere you've never been, you walk outside, there's the sky. And that's the same sky that you released that beloved person or pet to. And so it feels kind of like they're always there watching over you. And I think that's really beautiful and cool. So anyway, that's what we're doing. And this is something that I'm hoping to be able to offer anywhere in the country. So if you're interested in that, hit me up. Because I think it's going to be really neat. I think it's going to be really beautiful. And stay tuned. Stay tuned. Also, I'm kind of looking for collaborators. I don't know exactly on what, but I have this, like, I have desires for, like, a community. Like, land in Oregon, actually, would be ideal. And what I want to do is I want to steward the land. I want to build it into a beautiful garden. And I also want it to be a place where I can have these ceremonies, and I can host these balloon launches for people in a really beautiful, healing location. And Oregon is calling my name, you guys. So if anybody has any ideas on that front, hit me up. I'll put my email address in the description. Yeah, we're building stuff, you guys. Like, I hope that those of you who watched my videos where I was struggling and really related with all that, I hope that like my story has been somewhat supportive. Maybe not inspiring. Maybe inspiring is taking it too far, but I feel like astounded by what has happened, and I felt so hopeless. I felt so hopeless. I'm getting emo just thinking about it. Like, I really did. I felt like that was it. There was nothing that I could do, but there was a person came to my aid because they felt that it was the thing to do. And now we're building this really cool thing, and it's gonna be big, you guys. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be so supportive and beautiful. And there's other, pathways too that are going to, anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent, but because I was willing to be vulnerable, it opened up opportunities for me. And it's really scary to be vulnerable, but I think it's so worth it. It's so worth it to, like, lean into your honesty and lean into exactly who you are and what you want and what makes you mad and what makes you sad, and just witness that from a place where you're not shaming, you're witnessing. And I think sometimes people get a little bit, like, wrapped up in, like, well, if I'm not shaming, maybe I'm excusing. You're not excusing anything either. We think that sometimes that we have to shame ourselves because that's how we're going to change anything. That's how, like, it deserves to be shamed. because it doesn't deserve to be excused. As if those are the only two options we've got. Either you're shaming it or you're excusing it. And there's more to it than that. There's a level of acceptance where you can accept that that's how you've been or that's what you've experienced, but also know that that's no longer what you're going to choose. And you can't choose something new unless you just look at it. Anyway. It's still not easy out there. You know, like, spiritual growth is not the only thing that's going to bring somebody abundance. We live in a world where it's very challenging for a lot of people to exist. And I just hope that, like, we start recognizing all the ways that we can help one another. And that's what I'm trying to do too, is like realize that if I can get my life to a point where I'm happy and supported and healthy and I feel good, that supports and helps a lot of other people in the world. Like, that potentially could help a lot of people. You know, whether that's that my business takes off and I'm able to hire people and pay them, you know, an actual living wage, or, you know, whatever. Or if it's just being able to give somebody an opportunity to release some pain that they were holding on to, that my ceremony help them to release. And it's important and meaningful because I've made it so. And that we have the freedom to put meaning on anything we want. And so if we're putting a bunch of meaning on our struggles, that's going to be reiterated to us. Yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks for sitting and listening to my video. What is it? Is this a video blog? A vlog? Is that what the kids are calling it these days? I think that's an old term. Is that what they were calling it in 2008? All right, Happy New Year. Happy 2026. We're gonna do something. Bye.